Hey, Jess. How you doing today? Oh my god. That's like the worst. It's like being sick's bad enough. Oh, hey, Owen. Yeah, I was wondering where you were. Yeah, tell me about it. I mean, if you're not in the energy, you're dealing with someone that is. It's kind of how it's going for me, too. Hi, Shantae. Left early. Oh my god. Dang, Jess, you're just like, screw this whole thing today. Okay, Nightbot, we heard you the first time. But, oh my gosh, Owen. Oh my gosh. I'm telling you guys, like, this energy right now, like, if you're in a space where you're feeling grounded and you're trying to work through your own stuff, there's gonna be people, like, around you that are just losing their shit. And it's like, you're just kind of sitting there, like, what the hell is wrong with people? And just trying to, like, do your own shit right now and being tired, because more than likely if you're doing your stuff you're very tired right now, and it's like you're just trying to do what needs to be done throughout the day, and then people are just like losing it, and it's like, okay, okay, space. Oh my gosh. That does sound really awesome though. Oh, and that hoodie, that's awesome. You're just gonna get everything today. I mean, I do think it's funny you get everything today, and we got this Libra moon going on, which means you have a grand air trine. Well, actually, multiple because it's an early degree, so you got like tons of grand air trines right now that's just like, bring Owen shit. Literally today. Because we have this in conjunct thing here, so of course, having it with Uranus, unexpected stuff can happen today. But obviously, it's only been a day since yesterday's transit, so not a whole lot is going to change. Um, Piece of work. Oh my gosh. Yeah, doesn't surprise me with how this is moving around. But one thing that changed, obviously, is the moon moved from Virgo into Libra today. Gonna be seeing a lot of imbalances, or people at least trying to level out any of this Psycho Mars energy over here, because Mars is still in Aries. Mercury moves faster than Mars, so it wouldn't surprise me if it actually got out before Mars did, but as you can see from yesterday, it was conjunct Pluto and it's already moved a whole degree. So this energy is going to be moving into Aquarius pretty rapidly over the next week or so. which is going to form a stellium with Mercury and those planets. But today we have, oh, hey, Ruby. I love how you show up, like, doing all the little hearts. But, it's pretty much a lot of the same energy of yesterday, where there's a lot of focus on relationships right now, where we feel, like, very drained by certain relationships, especially since we have this square between, this Venus energy and Neptune. It's like we're either going to be very understanding and dealing with people that don't know what the hell is coming out of them, especially with all of this Mars energy squaring off over here. It's going to be like people communicating in very brash, unexpected ways that actually cause a lot of tension. I'm trying to read what you guys are saying. But with this happening right now, it's going to make a lot of the relationships, especially if you're growing, because Sagittarius is a sign of growth, and you're really trying to learn and you're trying to understand what's actually happening to you. There's going to be a lot of frustration. You're going to be hitting a lot of brick walls. Some people, really, if they are off kilter and not feeling the balanced energy, especially with the moon being in Libra right now, it's going to cause those negative aspects of Libra to come out of the subconscious, because obviously the good traits, the balance, the harmony, being able to actually harmonize certain relationships is going to be at the forefront here. We have a trine with the moon with these Aquarius energies, but it's squaring the sun. So it's a little different than yesterday. Obviously, we're going to have this weird communication where certain things are being brought to light, whether it's secrets, whatever it is, emotions. It can be all kinds of stuff coming to light right now, but are being put on full blast and just flying out unexpectedly, because having a bunch of 12th house energy on this is pretty much, like, especially with Taurus, there's going to be things dealing with money, being comfortable, all this other energy, but it's sitting in this kind of intercepted energy to where it's like, what the actual hell is going on? Cancer and Pisces energy specifically. Pisces right now is holding Neptune and having 11th house energy. So obviously, if we are communicating among friends, different communities, any kind of internet, texting, interactions, things over devices, social media, it's already having that square, like I was saying, with relationships. So a lot of relationships that rely on that are going to be very tense. Until this Venus kind of moves out of this relationship house and starts going into the 8th kind of energy. But definitely Neptune's having a hand in that, but it's forming sextiles to the Sun, Pluto, Mercury. Like, it's trying to soften a lot of this harsh Capricorn energy. But one thing that can happen is people can get lazy in the way they're communicating, because Capricorn is, I mean, it's all about, like, push, 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 very, kind of like masculine ambition energy where you keep forging forward. And if you're getting kind of lazy in that communication, or other people are getting lazy in the communication, or they're becoming a little disillusioned with what you're trying to say and putting words in your mouth, which obviously can really flare up some anger, like this lovely square we have happening with Mars right now. I mean, people that did not learn how to process anger last year, while Mars was practically in Aries the entire freaking year, this is at the last degree, like I was saying yesterday. If you did not learn last year how to deal with it, it is going to be coming out and flaring up all over the place, because Mars is going to be moving through every single sign this year and forming stelliums in certain signs as well. I believe in the air signs especially, if I'm remembering right. So a lot of this, like, seat of the pants kind of energy is going to be coming out throughout the year in different unexpected ways. And once it goes into Taurus, it's going to be conjunct Uranus. So that's going to make this energy, because Uranus actually goes direct on the 14th. So we're coming very close to that. We're like 9 days away from it going direct. By that time, Mars is going to be conjunct. As soon as it moves into Taurus, it's conjunct because of the 8-degree orb. But this energy is automatically going to put our drive towards all this crazy stuff that has been going on with Uranus. And obviously, like I was saying today, this is still carrying a lot of the energy from yesterday. We're trying to heal. We're learning a lot of methods about healing on the internet from different communities, from friends that we actually can't see in person. Like, we're learning a lot of that healing still right now and how to communicate it properly. And that's actually bringing a lot of benefits to us, especially with Jupiter. And that's because, I mean, Chiron's not showing it. For some reason it doesn't show it, but it's actually forming a sextile over here to Saturn and Jupiter, which means, you know, we're learning, we are breaking things down, we are trying to reconstruct the way we heal ourselves. And if what we're learning does not add up and people are trying to push us back down into holes, like I was saying, there was a lot of the pick a cards yesterday that had to deal with people getting pushed down, but in different aspects. This is kind of a collective thing. Either you're going to be on your road, it's going to be hard, you're going to be trying to go through all this energy and still create what you want to create, because the people that aren't doing it are going to really be coming out very nasty. They're going to be lashing. They're not going to be happy with what's going on around them. They're going to be blaming you. I don't know if you guys remember most of those card piles yesterday, but the blame card came out in a lot of those piles. So there's a lot of people not taking responsibility for their own actions, throwing it on other people to deal with. If that is happening to you, distance yourself. Owen, I did see your post earlier where it was like that thing about if someone does something to me, I'm going to match their energy, and the way you responded to it is perfect, because how you put that you shouldn't match other people's energy, it is toxic. That is exactly what's happening right now. If someone is throwing this energy at you, then don't try to match it. Either walk away. Don't even worry about like defending yourself, because trying to defend yourself against someone that literally is just trying to disrupt your peace, like they're gonna keep going until they break you, is pretty much what this energy is. So the best thing you can do is remove your energy. If you can't remove your physical presence, at least like put up a thing where it's like they're not affecting your energy. Whatever tube they're throwing around, you're still in your own space and they can keep their tube to themselves. Because when you don't feed into that kind of energy, it eventually dies out, because it's like it doesn't have anything fueling it. It's it's kind of like by giving your energy, you're basically throwing wood into a fire right now. And that actually makes sense with these placements in Capricorn and Taurus. It's like that's earth energy. So you giving your energy to anything that's very disruptive right now is definitely adding fuel to flame. And you don't want to add fuel to people that are like losing their shit right now. Like literally, like let them lose their shit. Things are going to shift over the next couple of days when things go into Taurus, but it's still going to be feeling kind of weird. So once that energy because we've been sitting in Aries energy for so freaking long with Mars, it's going to feel weird for it to go into another sign, I'm going to be honest. Our drive's going to change, different ways that we view where we're sticking our energy is going to change. We're going to be trying to put our energy where it's comfortable instead of where it's pushing us ahead, which is more like Aries energy. It's like you're trying to get ahead, you're trying to push yourself. With the Taurus energy, it's going to be like, okay, my drive and my energy is going to making myself comfortable. It's doing things where, like, possibly bringing in money instead of just getting ahead. It's going to be more focused on security. But also it's going to be a bigger focus on putting your energy into yourself and doing self-care and raising your own self-awareness and self-value for those of us that are, you know, on that line. But for those that aren't, it's gonna have, like I was saying, those negative aspects. This is gonna be that stubborn energy that's coming in trying to break all the china and just like full on like throwing things. I mean, it is a physical sign. It is the five senses. So it's literally going to be filling up the senses with these things. It's either going to be filling it up with good energy where you are creating from that space, or it's going to be filling it up with a lot of envy, which also comes from Taurus energy. It's like that green with envy thing. It's going to fill up, and that's what you're going to be throwing out into the world. But man, you guys are chatting it up over here. But oh, I was looking at Bod like, what? See, like, that's what's hard too, is trying to actually get it out of the head once it's there right now. Um, since Mercury is actually in Capricorn. So if, like, don't be hard on yourself if, like, things are happening to you, especially emotionally, and it's knocking you a little off balance with this Libra moon and how it's in conjunct, like it's a weird push-pull energy with Uranus right now. So it's almost like you want to do things to heal yourself and work through your emotions, but then shit's happening that's just like, I want to close off. So it's like a back and forth energy. But having Mercury in Capricorn, it's almost like being really one direction. And so if your mind hits something, especially since it's dealing with so many relationships, if there's like friendships and things like that where people are just losing their shit, it's gonna get stuck in your mind because Capricorn is a heavy earth sign. It's gonna be like, you know, a very big effort to try to remove it. And I mean, Jess, you did the perfect thing by removing yourself completely. It's probably the best thing that you can do. Hi, babe. But don't be too hard on yourself if things happen and it's hard for you to actually remove yourself mentally from the energy, like it's replaying. Breathe and give yourself room to do that, and don't be hard on yourself with it, because that's a thing that can come with Capricorn, is very unrealistic expectations. So if you are like expecting yourself to really just throw something off that really affected you deeply, that's going to hurt you more than help you. Allow yourself to process it and come back down, because if you're just trying to run away from the replay, then what's going to happen is it's going to build momentum and just keep circling. It's like, give yourself some peaceful time. If it needs to come through, let it come through and actually process it as it comes through, instead of trying to just completely throw it out of your head. There's a big difference with keeping your energy to yourself, so more isn't like being taken up and then completely ignoring anything that's already occurred. Because sometimes we're not perfect, and we're not going to feel like in this constant bubble all the time kind of thing. I don't really know anyone that can do that. So obviously we're going to be vulnerable at times, and a lot of times when we're vulnerable, this is when stuff happens to us. So allow yourself time. There's some of these things that might stick for the next few days until this Mercury moves into Aquarius and allows for more like detaching from this. There might be a few different relationships that add up until Mercury goes in Aquarius until then. But like, don't be hard on yourself. Like, that's going to be within like the next week or so. So just allow yourself to go through this week. If people are doing this, I mean, let them do whatever they're going to do. Like, you can't really stop them from their craziness right now. So just allow yourself space. Don't feel bad for what other people are doing. But I mean, if this week, I I mean, I'm not putting it past anything for this week to be crazy, to be honest with you, because there's so much movement of energy happening this week, because we're going to be having this change of Mars into Taurus, this change of Mercury Aquarius, possibly even Venus going into Capricorn. I can't remember when it does that. But with all these possibly shifting, I know for sure Mars is shifting this week, there's going to be a huge change happening. And plus, within, I think this week we're actually having the new moon as well. I can't remember off the top of my head. Let me check. I think we are. Okay, so let me check really quick for you guys just to make sure. So it's happening on January 13th. That's in 8 days. So it's not happening this week, but it's going to be happening early next week. So we're going to be feeling that shadow period towards the end of this week, because it's going to be like the 10th or something. So it's like we're going to be right at starting to feel the shadow phase of the new moon as well in Capricorn. So with all that energy happening, yeah, we're definitely going to be feeling some weirdness this week. But like I was saying, once it goes into next week and we get that new energy with the new moon coming in, it's almost going to be like a rush, because so many planets have changed energy. And just like I was saying, be easy on yourself, especially if you're doing work, if you're really trying your best to get through certain things and it just seems like everything is chaos around you. Just do your best. I mean, try to keep your energy as clean as possible with this. Like, take time to detox from everything. I know a lot of people are feeling the energy of doing social media detoxes, which definitely makes a lot of sense, because with this air moon right now, it's almost like that feeling going in with that Aquarius Jupiter conjunction where they're trining each other. It's like pushing people like, okay, I honestly think the internet is making me feel unbalanced, so they want to pull themselves away from it and reconstruct how the internet affects them, if that makes sense. So it's like taking a break for a couple days might actually be what some people do from like certain things, whether it's a very specific social media thing that really bothers you, whether it's TV programs, certain things that you're ingesting. I know that was a message for at least one of the piles yesterday. With whatever you're taking in, be aware of what you're digesting, no matter what it is, what source it is. Just be more aware. I'm over this week already. I'm proud of you, Owen. But, yeah, this energy is gonna, 222. There you go, Owen. Some good, whatever, some numbers for you for your not smoking. But, hey, whatever it takes, hun. But, like I was saying, be easy on yourselves. Just try to get through this week. Like I was saying, a lot of energy is going to be shifting this week, and things will become more solidified as we go into next week, because then things are going to be sitting in those signs for about a month or so. So it'll be a little easier, especially when the stuff moves out of Capricorn. It'll become a little more light. But just, I'll go over those charts once that starts happening, because that's going to be a whole nother ballgame on its own when I start talking about the Aquarius stellium. But, some obsidian. You never know. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and pull up the oop, oop, I wasn't trying to do that. Don't mind me. I'm clicking wrong things over here. So, and I didn't move this before I did it. As you guys can see, just kind of go with the flow a little bit. But, so today what I'm gonna do is oh my goodness, Owen, that's great. But what I'm gonna be doing today is a 2021 forecast for the in-depth collective reading. I got out for the tarot, I got the Fae and the Fairy Tarot out here because, I mean, 2021 is a whole bunch of air, so let's have some Fae and Fairies. I also... I can't with myself. What? Stop. This thing is like being a complete dork right now while I'm trying to do something so I can see you guys easier. But like I was saying before my thing went wonky, this right here, let me just check something. I want to make sure it's looking right because the thing made me a little paranoid. But, okay. I love them all. But we're going to be doing these as our tarot. For the oracle, I wanted to get out some astrology just because, I mean, this year. So we're going to do the numinous. Some guidance, obviously, if we're doing work right now, because this literally says work on it. So I figure for those of us that are working and trying to be in our best energy, this would be good for that. And I wanted to do the Star Temple because they have beautiful messages and art in this deck, and I feel it would be really great for, you know, bringing out anything that could be a blessing or a hindrance while we're going through this year. Obviously, we need self-care, guys. We're already noticing we need self-care. So I really wanted to get out multiple self-cares for this collective reading, so whatever you resonate with that really like hits home, that could be something to really be practicing throughout the year, because like I said, Virgo energy is going to be really important this year, creating the routines that are very healthy for you. I'm actually proud of myself because I started making shakes again and I've been keeping up doing like 2 of those like really healthy blueberry like almond milk with flaxseed and chia seed, and like I've been keeping that up twice a day. So I'm happy. But I'm really happy about that. So like I said, we can all do this. Yeah, you can practice with me, Owen. I'm completely fine with that. But this right here, I brought out our little sweet dream affirmations just because I know myself, I have been having some dreams. I'm pretty sure other people have been having dreams happening right now that are just funky or possibly complete downloads like what I've been getting. I've been trying to make myself sit down and make a TikTok on this thing that I dreamt about, and it's like it'll happen when it happens. I'm starting to get to the point, instead of stressing myself, I need to do more to nurture myself, because I've been like really wearing myself thin. But it's like I'm just trying to do things like I made a silly TikTok this morning because my cat made me laugh. Like I need to allow myself to be silly a little more than being so freaking serious. But That's what it is, smoothies. I keep calling them shakes, and it's like bothering me. I'm like, I know it's not shakes. But yes, smoothies, thank you. It's been bothering me for like a week. But, I know I could have just looked it up, but obviously my brain over here. But I'm gonna go ahead and pull these for you guys. So let's get into what we're gonna be doing. I'm thinking of starting with Star Temple for our first messages and working into some numinous. And then fairy, light, more fairy self-care. Okay, I got it in my head what I want to do. So, let's go ahead and get this going. And let me start with these. Been wild. I like how you're saying this month and it's only been like 5 days. But, I mean 5 days into the new year, it's like we're definitely gonna be having some weird stuff cropping up. Okay, so let me go ahead and shuffle for this 21 collective, 2021 collective reading. Let's get this forecast going and see what these major energies are. Okay, so first, like I was saying, some of us are definitely on this quest energy right now with this is the Huntress. Like, she's full on ready to come after somebody. This reminds me of Artemis energy, where it's like eye on the prize, you're like queen of the hunt and everything. So this also says the Pleiades light my quest to be wild and free. So for those of you that resonate with starseed energy, this is bringing up that energy. If you don't resonate with it, then this is literally just saying, like, right now it's being divinely guided that you allow yourself to be more open. Like I was saying, allow yourself to be more silly, allow yourself to do things that light you up instead of constantly focusing on what is bringing you down. But don't suppress your emotions, because that's what free is you're not suppressing things. What's up on the Oracle? Yeah, seriously, it has. See, right? This is what I was saying during but obviously this is going to be a full year energy, like I was telling you guys. This says Inner Temple, life lessons I go within my shadow for deep spiritual growth. This type of work, obviously, is not only one day worth of things. This could easily be a lifetime worth of work, depending on how you go through things, how you process things. Everyone's different. But having all this green energy coming out here, this is very heartfelt healing. And she's also really grasping this golden skull here and hanging on to it like it's really like this prized energy. But I really feel like, in a way, what we are holding, if we're going through cleansing a lot of these different things and learning these lessons, the true treasure we're holding is the death of these old belief systems. Like, that's what's going to be most important to us, is allowing these things to fade away and not feel guilty, and actually heal our heart space to where we're actually being there for ourselves and nourishing what we need in every aspect. And but definitely also with this card, which is very interesting, her hair is actually the only thing covering her. Everything in this picture is her hair besides the skull. Like, her hair looks like a witch's hat. It has the long bangs, but it's literally wrapping around her like a dress. and it ends up turning into water, which is very interesting because this is also, I don't know how many of you identify with this, but there's a lot of cultures that believe that you hold a lot of spiritual energy in your hair. This is really speaking to me of understanding your higher chakras energy, understanding how your inner voice actually comes through, being able to use the messages that are given to you by your guides or however you connect to your own spirituality in a way that is very healing to you. Like, they'll be able to guide you in different aspects, especially if you're having trouble connecting to what it is you feel is your path, like you're not sure, because this is a life lesson card, like creating an inner temple. This isn't going to someone else and them being your temple or teaching you how to become your temple. Like, you're having to learn from your own shadows and through your own healing how to become this inner temple yourself. And that's why you end up treasuring these different deaths, which this could also be different parts of ego death as well. Since the skull is golden, the solar plexus is golden, like the sun, which represents both ego and the heart. So you're really having to work. I feel like this card is wanting to say a whole lot of stuff with your intuition, your heart, and being able to release that part of the ego that is wounded and healing through that and feeling safe in your own energy. Because having her hair being black and wrapping around her is very grounded, protective energy. It's just like, ironically, how Owen brought up wanting obsidian earlier. This is like having those black stones that hold all that protective energy. And Owen, you're so random. But let's see what comes out for our next one. This is, I'm telling you, there's a lot of energy coming out, especially with this more blue and purple energy. This is a lot of throat and upper chakra energy. We have Star Mother Love. The Universal Mother loves and supports me totally. This is what I was starting to get into with this one, is however you believe spiritually, whatever you connect to. This is about knowing, like I was saying, with this whole protection and healing energy, that you can connect. It's just, for some of us it might take more time because we're working through this healing and understanding that we're not closed off. It's just, we're literally on the hunt for being able to discover ourselves right now. But this is all about this feeling of love, and to build this inner temple, you need to be able to love yourself as well. And the shadow side can be very hard to find that love and compassion for, because it's what we're ashamed of. But it is something that is really being highlighted. I can see why communication energy is being highlighted with all this air energy. And then we have the Priestess embody. I'm an embodiment of the Divine Feminine. This is interesting because, so 2020 was supposed to be this year of understanding feminine energy, because 2 is moon energy. It is the feminine, it is intuition. And having 2 of those, this 22-4 energy, is like being able to solve problems through following intuition. It's being the highest level of problem solving, because you're literally being guided and you're trusting it, which is why this builds such a sturdy foundation. But it's also Uranus energy, and Uranus has been in Taurus, which is creating this unpredictability where we have to learn to go with things, and that is Divine Feminine, because masculine fights, it tries to push through, it has that very like just pushing forward energy, like you can't stop. Feminine energy is energy that is rooted, it is energy that allows things to come when they are supposed to, and allows movement when there's supposed to be movement. It is very receiving energy. It is literally this energy right here where you gain your wisdom and then you turn it into your healing. And being able to be an embodiment of the Divine Feminine is pretty much working through this healing. to be in this energy. It's like what you're going to be working towards is having this full healing and this rooted energy and this healing. And then we have the lapis lazuli star with starlight. My inner vision guides me to my higher purpose. Well, if that wasn't being said before, then definitely it just wants to come out full on in a card by itself. Also having starlight, a lot of us that are learning more about, I don't know why ancestry is coming up, but this could easily be us connecting certain things in our charts. We could be learning family lines through astrology, but we could also be picking up heritage where we realize things go so far back that we're starting to actually find where these dim places are that might have not been passed down to us, that we feel is part of us, and we don't understand why it feels like we're suppressing it. We might have grown up in places where it was shunned upon, things really aren't taught in the family, and then you go back and find that you literally are doing things that come from a lineage, and it's natural, and that's why it's not meant to be looked at as something bad. Now, once you start trusting this and you're trusting your own intuition, you are just going to naturally align with things, because when you trust, you just kind of start flowing with it. When you're going against it, it's not like you truly ever go completely far away, but it's like you're fighting being there, and it just makes things a lot more difficult. This is a lot about being in your own energy, like I was saying. You could easily get picked up in so many people's ideals and just swept up with it if you don't have your own grounding energy in yourself. Then we bottom of the deck energy. Once again, we have golden, but we have golden fruit for bottom of the deck energy. The sacred orchard, co-create, my abundance mindset attracts endless blessings. So this energy right here is, it's a 33 energy. This is very spiritual energy. This is like about our mentality and being connected and knowing, even if anxiety takes over, different things that really affect us emotionally, that we can always come back to center. Because if we learn how to be our own inner temple, it's like we can come back to center no matter what's happening in our environments. And that actually creates the mindset of being secure, which allows more to come to you. That is feminine energy. Because the allowing things to come and you receiving it is like very feminine energy. But you also have to be careful to not be an open conduit to negative energies, because it's just as receptive, which is why it is important to know what, like, that digesting thing just keeps coming up over here. So just be aware of what you're taking in, the people you are surrounding yourself with, what you're watching, what you're eating, what you're drinking, all that stuff. All the mundane things that make Virgo happy. Just make sure you're tending to those things this year, and it'll keep you grounded. Yeah, that's awesome. I'm telling you, the more in tune you are with stuff, because Owen, you've been doing a lot of stuff that's been very in tune with different transits. So the more you rely on that, the better it's going to be for you. So first thing we have is this Three of Summer energy, which is Three of Cups energy. Now, obviously, these fairies are like dancing all through some water and just having the time of their lives over here. This is really talking about bringing in those relationships, like I was saying, it's not just we're dealing with bad relationships. There's people coming in that are teaching us things, that are helping us broaden our views, see life in a more optimistic light. These people are going to be beautiful souls that enter your life, and you're really going to cherish them no matter how long or short they're in your life. No one is in your life forever. Only you are, which is why this inner temple is so important. Plus, there's going to be different news coming as well throughout the year that obviously are going to be coming in through these people you meet. They might actually bring you different ideas that you're able to create from, very creative, fun-loving energy. The security that comes with this kind of energy and just allowing yourself to be expressive. These could be very tight-knit groups, or it could be very large groups, depending on how the community is made. Okay, let's get a ding for that. Depends on how the communities are made. Hi, Rajan. I like how Rajan shows up and it yells at her to drink water. But, and then, see, we have strength, and with it coming out, oh, something else over here, because we had that huntress. This can also be, I mean, once again, I mean, look at Sagittarius energy. It is seeking energy. It is seeking out these kind of relationships. Like, this is what you're looking for. And when you're working on this inner temple, obviously, it is going to take a lot of inner strength. But at the same time, it's going to be building this capacity for strength and compassion as well. Because when you work through different aspects of your shadow, you're having to forgive yourself for things possibly that you weren't okay with. You're having to forgive people that are never going to apologize to you. And for some people that is very hard to do. It really brings down that self-worth. And being able to go through that creates a whole new strength. I mean, obviously it strengthens the heart. It opens you up to understand others better. And it definitely makes an atmosphere within you that feels safer, especially in your own spirituality. Because having this 11 energy is being so guided by intuition that you're receiving. Like, this is actually like being in that feminine energy of receiving, is when you do this healing and get the strength that comes from this healing. That's when you're going to start, I cannot talk. That's when you're going to start being able to fully step into this power here. And you're going to be surrounded by good people while you're doing it. Okay, these two wanted to come out together. Okay, for some of us, this is interesting. I want to actually show these together. So we have the King of Winter, which is the King of Swords, and we also have the Eight of Summer, which is Eight of Cups energy. Now, for some of us, this is literally going to be that you are getting advice from someone that is very objective, and this can easily happen in this Aquarius energy. Some people are going to be able to be more objective about situations than you are, especially if you have emotional ties to them, and it's painful energy to try to walk away from. But this right here, you also have to be aware of any relationships you're in that take away and drain you emotionally, because if this is something you've invested a lot of time in, like, this literally says unemotional relationships. It's like not having that kind of attachment, and that's meaning with this also, if you have that kind of attachment and someone else doesn't, being able to walk away from it and not feel guilty about it. Like, understand how to protect your own energy. And oh, hi Grace. This is being able to walk away from that and being able to see that there's better things to come instead of feeling like this was the be all end all. So whichever way this is happening, this could also be walking towards something that makes you happen to be in a better place financially. Because, I mean, finding a different profession that actually shows your knowledge instead of feeling like it's being suppressed, and walking away from environments that do that as well. Even though this is emotional, obviously, if you're trying to be unemotional and walk away from a work environment, there's been some emotional damage done there. Because that can be just you detaching from that environment and moving on to something different that's more fulfilling. So, and that's coming with this Star Mother energy, and being able, cannot talk, and being able to love yourself through this process. Because whether you're having someone be objective for you to help you through something, or you're having to detach in order to get through something, you're going to be able to, but you just have to remember to keep that love for yourself while you're doing it and not be harsh on yourself. And also remember that this is like you being guided to something that is better for you. And then we have this Prince of Spring coming out on our embodying the feminine, which is kind of funny. So this is the Knight of Wands, and for some it's actually going to be like a really passionate relationship coming out of this. Like I was saying, there's going to be some people coming in. Maybe some of them friends are going to turn into, you know, some good relationships. But this is also learning your confidence. This is being able to be like overcoming these things, because this is someone that's moving forward through the challenges. It's like they are growing in confidence through these challenges. And it can, especially since you're trying to learn the energy of feminine coming out of masculine energy, this can really be hard, and we might get impatient with ourselves. And it's really important to remember the strength that you're learning with being steady and compassionate, like not only for others but for yourself while you're going through this. Because if you're getting restless and you're feeling like everything needs to be done right now, it's actually going to set you back. Also, I feel like this is, I don't know how many people this is for, but this energy can also be someone coming in and trying to distract you from this work you need to do. It's someone that's impatient, but in the beginning comes off as being possibly too good to be true, because like basically trying to charm your pants off. But you have to be careful with this energy, because it is going to be very pushy, very heavy masculine energy. And if you're trying to heal and be in the feminine energy, that can actually propel you, it can derail you, but it could start impeding forward progress. So just be careful with any energies that you feel are doing that to you, that come in. It's probably how you can discern between the people that are actually this Three of Cups community, as opposed to like putting up the facade, and they're actually those angry people that didn't learn how to deal with their stuff in 2020. And I'm saying that, and we get this life experience, the Tower card coming out here. But like I was saying, which is interesting, this is what this card says. Let go of belief systems that no longer work for you. An important life-changing event, a situation that lends to significant opportunities. This coming out with this starlight energy. Also, lapis lazuli is very intuitive. This little sphere right here is lapis lazuli. Now, obviously with blue, it is good for the throat chakra, but it also has those pyrite inclusions that are good for bringing in wealth. If you are just bringing it, be receiving in order to do this. Like, this is learning that these very pushy energies did not work. And I know I'm just sitting here talking with the spear now, but it's being able to let go of these energies that are so pushy, that are telling you this is the only way to get anything out of life, especially if you're trying to get into feminine energy and people are like, no, you got to be more boss babe. That can be a little detrimental if you can't also be in receiving energy. Like, know when to ebb and flow with it. And that really comes from being able to understand what you need to walk away from in this situation and having the inner strength to do so. This walking away energy, especially since there's a life-changing event and having all this Uranus energy, especially once Mars starts moving into Taurus, there's going to be some things that we're walking away from that are going to be unexpected. Some of them we're literally going to just emotionally cut from our lives, which is going to be very weird for some of us because we're not used to having that kind of abrupt energy. And oh my gosh, baby daddy. But like I was saying, if you're abruptly having to detach from something that you really had an attachment to, that's more than likely going to be some of that Uranus energy mixing in and throwing in some wrenches into some stuff and just making things happen. It's going to feel like tower moments to some of us, but some of us are actually going to be welcoming these tower moments. Please just remove, help me just throw it out to the wind, really out to the wind here. I'm sorry, Owen. I mean, I don't just stream Twitch, I watch Twitch, so there's people I watch. But and then bottom of the deck we have awakening, how Owen's awakening to who his baby daddy is. But change the way you're looking at a situation, embrace your uniqueness. Now, and this is also saying pause in action. See how I was saying that's how you can tell the difference between the people here that are going to be helping you? This awakening energy is being able to pause and be in your own energy. And if people are trying to push you out of that, this is helping you see what those relationships are. So that way it's not like you're second guessing yourself. And also with embrace your uniqueness, this is literally moving all this Aquarius energy. Once Mercury moves into Aquarius, there's going to be communication of all these really random seeming ideas, but it's because we're going to be having all these bursts of insights that are happening a lot quicker than it happens in Capricorn. And the expression of it being more emotionally unattached, especially with, like I was saying, with this King of Winter energy. It's going to help us be able to sift through things without having this attachment to them. So that way it's we're able to more easily let things go by the wayside if it was something that wasn't supposed to pan out, instead of being so hinge on something working. It's going to help us be able to go, okay, there's a reason that didn't work out, and move on. It helps us change the perspective a lot more rapidly than being in this earth energy. Dude, for real. But but anyways, let's move on into this work your light and see what comes out here for messages for the 2020 forecast. I'm actually wondering what his chart looks like. I'm actually really curious. I don't know why, but I feel like he definitely has Pisces somewhere, like a Pisces moon or like a Pisces rising or something, because of how shy he comes off and how much people just can project onto him what they feel he is, especially like, you know, the anime character, the different things. It's like just how easy things are projected onto him. But that might also lead to him having a Cancer rising as well, because it's not like he's necessarily being projected as bad. It's like people want to protect him, which is a lot different. I feel like he might have an Aquarius North Node or an Aquarius Midheaven, just because as things like started getting, like he blew up when things were in Aquarius, things became more solidified, and now we're in Aquarius energy and he's still growing extremely rapidly. So, I mean, I really am interested to see what this stuff looks like. But I don't know, that would be interesting if, I don't know if he has an accurate birth time out or not, but that would be really interesting. And first thing we have out, like I was saying, a lot of us, especially with this tower moment I was talking about earlier, some of us are actually waiting for certain things to happen. It's like we almost know that it's going to happen and it's out of our hands, and we're learning to go with things, because having Council of Light with divine orchestration, helpers in the subtle realms, it's like we know, especially with this Huntress, it's like we're seeking these people, and these people are coming. Like I said, they're coming in this year at different times. However, they're really starting to flow into your life. But like these are like soul people, because like for those of us that were waiting, some of us might have met some of them last year, but there's going to be an influx. It's going to be community year is pretty much what's happening. And there's a chance a lot of us started meeting some of this whole soul family when things like Saturn like did that whole like direct into Aquarius for like that little stint that it had. Some of us might have actually at that time met soul family members, and now that it's moving back into Aquarius, it's like, oh, we can keep, like, now we can get that flow back when we start getting more people to come in. So this will actually help those of us that feel like we've been getting it'll be a little easier, especially if it's over the internet. It's like, I feel like that'll be very free-flowing for finding people in communities. We also, okay, seriously, for those of you that really like starseed stuff, having Pleiades come up twice, if you really connect to that, maybe look up some readings for Pleiades right now. I have never done a starseed reading, so I mean, I know about them, I just have not done them. If you guys want to request one, I will do one. I have the Starseed Oracle and other cards that I can do that with, but I've just never done one myself, but I do know about it. But this is saying double mission, channeling and uplifting humanity. Now, a lot of the things, you know, with great power comes great responsibility. A lot of things that we went through that were very traumatic, that are going to be getting worked on this year, especially if we went through more traumatic stuff last year, which I'm pretty sure a lot of us did. It's pretty much adding to, we did a lot of work to work through things last year, but now we're doing a different type of work. It's more of, instead of like that deep body feeling where it's like we were learning the somatic memory almost, because everything was so earth heavy. We were learning what it feels like to be in our bodies. Last year was meant to ground us. If we still have not learned grounding, definitely we need to be working on that. But last year was meant to help us learn grounding energy, learn earth energy, especially if you're not someone that has a lot of earth in your chart. I know Nightbot's going off over there. But to get to this space now where things are lifting, we need to have had that grounded, rooted energy. Okay, Owen. Have fun. But this whole energy with the channeling and uplifting humanity. Like, uplifting humanity is very Aquarius energy. It's humanitarian. It's trying to bring light to certain situations. This channeling could be legit for some people. Like I was saying, my freaking dreams. For some people, this literally is is gonna be this whole energy of trying to learn these messages and how to get them to people. Because some of us are in that place where we're learning messages and having to get them to the right audience of people. Now, it's going to be a little easier because people, if you're in feminine energy, are going to find you. You'll be receptive to people finding you so they can find the message instead of you trying to push your message so hard for people to hear it. Now, but this is saying that if you're doing these things, you obviously came from a place where a lot of trauma has happened. And having to learn what is body memory versus mental memory and emotional memory. We went through last year learning the body memory and trying to understand that, and moving into this year with the mental energy, trying to clear that up. So what we're bringing is clarity when we're giving our messages. It's not like we are bringing this heavy mishmash of a bunch of things. It's like we're grounded now and we can start giving out clear messages. But you have to have that inner strength when you're doing it, because people, if they don't like what you're saying, are definitely going to be trying to tear you down with some nasty stuff right now. Because, I mean, they'll do anything to make people be quiet when they're not happy with it. See, this dance with life, do something to change your energy. This is coming out with this King of Winter, Eight of Summer. It's like, it's straight up letting you know, like, this is the energy you're changing by walking away from this. This is literally you walking away with not being happy with a lot of things going on, things that are not lighting you up. By allowing yourself to leave this behind, it's going to be a complete energy overhaul. And it's going to allow you to experience life again in a way that makes you happy. But like I said, it's going to be working with this energy to be able to detach from these things that really have a lot of deep-seated emotional energy. Which is probably also why it's really holding back a lot of things. This is, okay, like I was saying, this happening right here. This is trust the niggle. What is the niggling feeling trying to tell you? This is your intuition. When you're getting little gut feelings, when you're getting like little warnings or whatever it is, this coming out over here is saying, don't go against it. Like I was saying, there's going to be certain people coming in that will try to charm your pants off and you won't feel like listening to this little feeling. Don't allow that to happen, guys. Like I said, it will derail you. It is not going to help you if you fall into that. Your people have already started coming into your life. You're starting to feel what their energy is. So when someone comes in that has polar opposite energy and you can feel it hitting yours, even if they're trying to charm you, don't throw away your intuition right now. Because a lot of us are really stepping into being very in tune and just walking it instead of feeling like this, just say yes, and it's reversed. This coming out over here is going to be, this is having a few messages. For one, it's going to be those people that are completely not allowing or being okay with these tower moments happening, because they're going to happen to everybody. This is a collective thing. We're all going to have our own individual tower things that are happening. Some of us are going to know how to work with it because we have been working through a lot of tower moments. For those that have been neglecting it, repressing it, and they are flat out bulking against these things, it's going to come now. Like, it's just going to happen, especially with Mars moving into Taurus. Like, certain things are going to start out with a bang this year for some people, and it honestly wouldn't surprise me if you start seeing these people become normal, like ugh, my throat's closing off. So for some of you, it's going to be people telling you to flat out shut up and they don't want to hear you. Which, this is a flat out, don't say yes to that energy and walk away from it. Because you're learning how to drop those kind of belief systems where you deserve that kind of treatment. No one deserves that kind of treatment. And you can flat out refuse to let that energy in with yours. It can just be like a straight up like no from you, like, and pull yourself away. Because if someone's like trying to completely hush you and be that kind of rude to you, then obviously they don't care about what you have to say, and they don't care what they're doing to you emotionally, which this could, my gosh, whoever whoever this applies to, you need to get that energy out. And we have Warrior Woman. Have you answered your deepest calling? This literally set up here, like, aligning with your path, like, this right here, like, you guys are getting pulled to doing the things you're supposed to be coming into alignment with this year. It's just happening naturally. You started laying groundwork last year, possibly. If not, you're going to be laying a lot of gowns. You're going to be partying, yay, but it's like you're going to be laying down a lot of groundwork this year for things to grow and prosper. But you have to realize there's going to be a lot of energy going into this where you're having to protect yourself. Because if you look at this card, what is interesting is if you look around her, she has this light. Even though she has the sword in front, this is like a lot of protection. I feel like she has that inner strength we were talking about up there, and she might be holding the sword like she is, but it's not like she's holding it because she's afraid. She's holding it because she knows it's a tool that she can wield if she needs to, but she doesn't necessarily have to. So this is all about being in that power. So let's see what the numinous has with some astrology for us. Okay, that just straight up wanted to flip out, so we have Mercury jumping out with communication in this reversed energy, so this is definitely you looking for people that aren't telling you to shut up. But this is also you seeking out these people that literally are like being put in your path because they're supposed to be there. This is like your people. And you're having to relearn communication in a different way, because coming from the area where you feel like you can't express yourself to a place where it's full, like you can express who you actually are, it's going to be difficult to unlearn some of the habits that you have from having to defend yourself constantly against someone who, quite possibly, or people, it could be a whole group, defending yourself against however the situation implies, and being comfortable just talking, because these are very healing relationships. And then we have Sun with, like, this says being, and this really makes me feel like literally being true to yourself. And with it coming out with these energies, it's like quit stifling the light, like allow yourself, and you need the light to shine some, you know, a little bit of truth on your shadows here, because this is connecting to some shadow energy. So definitely don't be afraid to seek out things that really go against the ego side, that really make you have to evaluate where you might be holding different, like, ego type values, like trying to protect yourself. Like the way you might project anger is a way you protect yourself. the way you close off, all these different things that you do out of fear is trying to teach you how to heal those aspects right now. And you might actually learn some of that through people to be able to add to your repertoire and like help yourself, because this is something you definitely have to do yourself. Then we have Leo, the lover, coming out over here. This is a lot of creative expression. This is learning. From some of you, the channeling you're getting is literally being put into creative work. It might actually create a potential for different revenues of ways of making money, especially if you're creating something from a place that is divinely guided. Like, it's literally like you are channeling art. And the way you can do that is by releasing these things that have been holding you back. It might actually be the fear of what you create isn't going to be good enough, and that's why you need to watch out for the people that really aren't there for your best interest right now, because if they're really trying to just shut you down every which way they can, it definitely can be coming from a place of insecurity right now. So don't allow that to deter you, okay? And then we have North Node Destiny. Okay. So staying and not being able to move from this energy, not changing the energy, is going to be directly blocking you trying to work towards this energy. Right now the North Node, sorry, I think I kicked my camera. Right now the North Node is in Gemini, which Gemini is ruled by Mercury. There's a lot of communication that deals like what we are working towards right now. Communication, ideas, understanding, knowledge, like all these different things. But it'll be easily blocked off from us if we can't find a way to secure this energy, or at least feel secure in this energy. It'll make it to where, I mean, some of us, we can't all the time, especially with Leo being connected to the Strength card and it's saying the lover, we can't always be the lover. Sometimes we do have to be the fighters, but in this energy, it's like you have to be a fighter in your own energy. You can't be like throwing yourself into other people's crap. Like, it literally will just hinder you. And then you're just going to be taking on their energy and be sitting in their mess. And we have ninth house seeking. Like I was saying earlier with the seeking energy, and we literally have seeking. And some people, like I was saying, this is coming out with feminine energy, are going to naturally seek you out once you start embodying this energy. But this also means that, like I was saying, the right people, you're going to have different people seeking you out in this energy. Trust your intuition on who you allow into your energy, because it's really important to protect it, especially right now with how volatile some people can be. Don't allow people to suppress your wanting to learn, wanting to understand new things. If you're trying to talk to a group of people and they completely block you off, saying that you're not a part of this, even though you're expressing interest and wanting to learn things, it's kind of a red flag that they're not in that area where they're going to help you grow. So it's being able to move on and seek new horizons with that as well. And then we have fourth house roots. This is literally, for some of us, it's going to be I feel like this is calling me out, but this is going to be a straight up moment where the Tower moment is family. And that's what's getting uprooted here, because it's reversed. It's like this fourth house energy, instead of it rooting itself, it's being uprooted. And it's like, this is going to be for a lot of us being able to say no to things that are blood ties, or that we felt were soul family, that could have been very karmic and toxic. It is being able to say no to those things, letting them fall away, which will feel like tower moments because you've invested so much of your love, so much of your emotions, so much of you into these various things. It's going to feel like it's tearing things away. Your first instinct is going to be feeling like, I want to say no to this, I don't want to do this. But don't go against your intuition. Like, allow yourself to flow with it. But make sure that you're keeping your boundaries while it's happening. If people are pushing on you how you're supposed to be doing these things, they don't know your energy. They don't know what you've been through. They haven't experienced it the way you have. Allow yourself healing the way that you know it's going to help you instead of how it possibly can hinder you. Because someone else is saying they know better than you. And then bottom of the deck, let's just bring out more Cancer energy. We have Cancer, and this is the doula. This is the midwife energy, the person that in this deck is talking about helping with birth, creation, being able to protect. With this being the overall energy for this year, this is really learning to nurture. This is seeking out the nurturing relationships, the ones that actually nourish our souls, the ones that want to pull the creation out of us and embrace it, and uprooting ourselves from those that are very detrimental to us, to our health, to our mental state. This is like a whole lot of being able to go back into memory lane and understand what we need to let go from that, even in our memory body. So let's go into the Fae and see what they got going on over here. Okay, so let's get, well, that one wanted to push. Well then, we're all just gonna get called out right when we start this thing jumping out. Ten of Swords coming out with this communication. Some of this for us is going to be hard to communicate because it's going to be very painful communication. It is something that we are going to have to tell ourselves that we want to do, so that way we don't deter ourselves and literally pin ourselves to the ground with the pain and not get up again. This also being air energy with swords coming out with this Mercury energy can be that communication with certain individuals can feel very painful. If there are new people coming into your life and it's bringing up past memories, but they have good intentions, it's just they're reminding you of those people, then that means you need to go heal these aspects of yourself so that you're not projecting this onto these new people that are coming in and causing even more pain for yourself. Then we have King of Swords, again, because we have King of Swords up there, but we have it coming out reversed over here. Now, this, once again, is very detached energy, but it's very cold. It can be very biting. This coming out with this reverse sun is obviously a defense mechanism. It's part of the ego that's lashing out. It's cutting people down, trying to make them realize what their place is, being very harsh. This is coming from having that weakness. Some people are going to be feeling very vulnerable while they're doing this healing, and the way they're going to protect themselves is by lashing out at those closest to them. This also can speak of some of the messages you're getting are going to be very confusing. This will make you not be able to trust yourself, because this could be why a lot of people are feeling like pulling away from media. Because we don't know how to discern our own truth from what's going on in the media. We don't know how to think for ourselves. So it's almost like we're trying to pull ourselves out of this energy to allow some time for us to actually gain clarity, because right now it's very murky, it's very painful, things are being thrown around so flippantly that it's like no one is taking the time to see what damage they're doing to people, and they're not going to be able to realize what damage they're doing until it's a lot later, and people are just trying to heal from the relationship they have with that person in the first place, and they're not going to want to give another chance because of that pain. And then we have Page of Wands. I literally just saw this in another reading. We have Page of Wands coming out with this Leo energy. These new creative ideas, having that spark, which will happen. Like I was saying, for some people, literally, like channeling creativity. But for others, it's like as you're doing the healing, as you're going through these things this year, ideas are going to come in, new creativity is going to come in as you're clearing that space, as you're clearing out the relationships that are harming you. New beautiful energy will come in that will be very creative. It'll be very inspiring for you to do certain things that you thought you never could, because you've cleared out those people that have the constant nagging voice in the back of your mind, or literally to your face, because they can't keep it to themselves. But this is going to be energy you're moving into from moving on from other energy. And then we have the Hierophant, which is, I mean, it makes sense. A lot of things, like I was saying, we have this uprooting card over here with the Tower and with this 4th house reversed. And by removing yourself from these situations, from certain traditions that have been passed down that possibly you need to heal, you're going to be able to find that spirituality that connects to you. You're going to be able to have more freedom in what you're doing and not feel like you're so attached to the past. This will be hard, but this having Taurus energy to it is making me think of Uranus once again with the unexpected events. Some of these unexpected events could be dealing with marriages. It could be dealing with, it already said belief systems definitely getting broken down. Certain communities you're a part of, if it's spiritual communities where things are brought to light that you honestly feel like walking away from because it's honestly not aligned with you. These wanted to come out together. Okay, so these coming out together with this 6 of Wands reversed, and then we have 9 of Wands. This right here was not getting the recognition for a lot of things you felt like you deserved. It's going to be coming out with this North Node 9th house energy. It's like you were really looking for the kudos here. Probably like last year where certain things were going on. You didn't get it. You ended on taking on a whole lot of shit. Like you just started taking on a lot. And a lot of it wasn't even yours to deal with in the first place. You were just taking it on, trying to multitask like a fiend. And this is not the energy that is needed right now, especially if you're trying to find that self-worth through other people's validation. That's actually going to pull you away from what you're trying to do because you're seeking the wrong type of energy. The people that are going to give you fake validation are going to pull it away just the same, and there goes your confidence that you got from it. So this is all about seeking your own confidence, not those words of people that are trying to be fake. And this is connecting to that charm your pants off energy. I don't know who is going to be getting that thing where people are going to be charming your pants off, but that's coming through a lot here. But that message wanted to come out specifically for that. It's also recognizing that you've been through a lot. Like, be honest with yourself. Know that you've been through a lot. Give yourself slack. And don't beat yourself up even more for going through what you did. Ace of Cups reversed. for some of you, this is literally talking about this person could literally be a passionate relationship that drains the shit out of you. So for those of you walking into relationships this year that are born just literally out of passion instead of starting as friendships, I would say just make sure if this person is not going to be emotionally invested, that you don't let yourself get wrapped up in that no matter what's happening, because it could really do some damage to you emotionally. And it will really ingrain itself in you. And you don't want to have to be working through healing that on top of other stuff. Otherwise, this could be a lot of us, like I was saying, with this being this 4th house, a lot of us are going to be feeling like certain things that used to fill us up completely deplete us. And as time goes on this year, we're going to be going through these relationships. It might, like I was saying, for some of us, it's going to be very deep family ties that we're having to release in order to start learning how to fill our own cups up again, instead of it being part of our identity to be emotionally depleted in this part of our life. I know I am. But it's all about being able to trust your intuition on these things, because if you're allowing other people to be in charge of what you're believing right now, you're going to drop your power, because this magician's wanting to come out over here like you're gaining like this cute kitty. I mean, look at this cute kitty. But this magician coming out over here is really trying to let us know we are uprooting this old stuff so we can create what is meant for us, because I mean, we're the ones that hold our magic. We're the ones, it's like some of us are going to, like I was saying earlier, which is kind of funny, some of us are going to see these things falling away, these tower moments, as literal magic. Like we never expected that this could actually happen, but at the same time, it is so amazing at what it's lifting in our lives with what it's taking out. So that's really going to feel like, and it's going to be something we've created because we've used all of the tools that we've been learning over the past year. We're going to be putting these tools into action. We have been putting these tools into action. And we're going to start seeing some of the things we've been manifesting by doing this. And it's going to come through very clear. It's going to be showing us like literal physical reality. It might start out very like, airy, where we are very uncertain of crap going on. But as things progress and we learn to let go of needing the validation from the people that are literally just doing that slippery silver tongue shit, it's like we're learning our own value, and that releasing a lot of this pain and rebuilding what is actually good for us is going to be very empowering. And then it's like we have King of Cups with that chicken in the cup. We got the King of Cups as our bottom of the deck energy. This is like major emotional stability, being very self-aware, being able to articulate our emotions in a way that is very healthy. This definitely goes back to being able to walk away from unhealthy relationships and welcome healthy ones, and be very confident in your decisions, because you are fully trusting the intuition that comes with this. It's also extremely creative. For a lot of us this year, this is just going to be a boon of creativity and being able to express things that we've really repressed for a long time out of fear. And it's going to just allow these energies to flow a lot more freely. So let's go ahead and get out some self-care. Okay. I don't know why I did that. I usually never do that, but we're gonna see what happens. That was an automatic where I kind of zoned out and did that. We'll see what happens. Just go with it, guys. Okay. I'm starting to see why this happened. I never do reversals in this deck, and I totally flipped and started doing reversals on automatic. It was weird. This has positive affirmations reversed here. Oh, and it's trying to fly. It's trying to fly. Oh. Okay, that doesn't belong over there. It's supposed to, this is straight up calling out knowing when people are feeding you bullshit. Like, it's trying to jump over here. It's like, no, we are going to talk about this first. This thing where people are filling you up, making you feel like, you know, you're on top of the world just by what they're saying. You need to realize when someone's trying to get something out of you by literally sugar, like, what is that term? I can't remember what it is. It's like, oh, butter you up. That's what it is. They're trying to say all these things that really build you up because they're trying to butter you up to get something out of you. So this right here is literally coming out like, no, don't build a foundation with this person. Don't move forward with it. It's going to be very restrictive once it actually comes out what's going on here. Like I said, this is going to be like a charm your pants off thing. And then they're not going to be emotionally invested, and they're going to make you feel like you need to be emotionally invested while they could care less what's going on, possibly running around doing a bunch of other things while they're talking to you. But that one wanted to fly over there. It was very serious about what it wanted to say. And then we have over here, this is very grounding energy. With this coming out with all this worry and all this distrust and this fear and pain, it's almost like this is trying to say, which I can say it personally, it has been helping me to be conscious and go and do the smoothies and things. If you are making a meal, and I feel like this applies to a lot of things, certain meals are going to make you feel good. It's going to affect you mentally and emotionally. It's just fact. And I'm not speaking from a Taurus, Venus, and Mercury thing. It's more than that. But this right here is trying to show that when you're conscious of what you're doing, whether the meal you're creating is the group, because this could literally, like, the meal you're creating to digest is a certain group you're hanging out with and you're putting it together. Like, no, it's going to be something that is fulfilling, that actually nourishes you, like in any aspect that you're making it. If it's actual food and possibly you've been neglecting your health depending on what food you're doing, what you're digesting in that way, this is pretty much a call that this year it needs to be the year where you start working on this. Not a New Year resolution, this needs to be a lifestyle change where you start really taking into account what you're doing for yourself. Okay, for those of you that were not working on grounding last year, like I've been saying this whole reading, is straight up telling you, ground yourself. Like, just ground yourself. And once again, we have this long black hair, and it's coming out with this energy right here. The way you work from this energy of being in fear is finding that inner strength in being secure and grounded in yourself. And if you still don't feel that, really do work with, making meals that are obviously more on the nature side are going to definitely be helping you with grounding yourself. It's also beneficial. I know some people do meditation, some people like listening to music for that. Dancing is good for it. There's so many things that once you start feeling confident and secure in yourself, is working on your root chakra. And this is going to help work up into this energy of healing a lot of these things because you feel secure. You're able to work up through them. So some of you are finally getting that breath of air you need, literally with this year being like an air year. You're getting that breath of fresh air you need to actually start grounding yourself, because last year was too heavy for you to learn it, and now you're getting that release and you're able to learn it a little more lightheartedly than all the stuff that was piled on you last year, where you felt like you were too frantic to really do anything. But this is also going to help those that have been receiving messages, that are trying to get clear messages out to whatever communities that you are wanting to talk to, whether that's just friends or actually a platform. It is going to help you be more clear in what you're saying, and it's also going to help you communicate creative ideas a lot more easily as well. I actually saw someone, because I like watching card readings too sometimes. I actually haven't read for myself in a while. I feel like I read for myself when I read for you guys. But this one actually came out. And I find it funny that we're over here, make a meal, make sure that we're eating better. And in the one that I saw, obviously, they didn't do reversals like this randomly made me do just now. But this one came out saying, like, treat yourself to stuff, like bake and all this stuff. With having this, like, do better choices, I think this is saying, like, this is doubling down on some of you saying, you need to cut back on some of the stuff you're taking in right now, especially if it's, I don't know why this randomly came in, if you're going through certain things mentally, whether it's depression, anxiety, eating disorders, definitely seek help of a professional. This is really trying to make you aware, be more body aware of what you're digesting. Literally, some of you are just eating way too much sugar, or drinking too much soda or coffee or whatever it is, where you're sticking a lot of creamer in it. It's like, be more aware, especially since, like, some of us literally just came from the holidays. Yes, we ate bad, but that doesn't mean we need to keep carrying it on and, like, still doing it and making the excuse, oh, I'm gonna stop tomorrow. It's like, you gotta, like, do it for yourself. You gotta root yourself, and you gotta be like, okay, I'm gonna stick to this, I'm gonna do this. It's like, you gotta make yourself sometimes. I already went over what this one is, because that one wanted to jump out and say some shit first. Then, okay, some of you, I literally said for the root chakra, some people dance. Some of you are actually dancers, you're creatives, and you've been completely blocking that off. And it's trying to say that's actually blocking your magic off, like it's actually part of how you create. And in telling your body that it's not allowed to do one of its gifts, one of its natural gifts, even if it's not for the public, like this is something for you. This is trying to help you realize that even though it will be hard work, possibly someone told you you shouldn't, and you've like shut this side of yourself off like severely, or possibly it could just be certain music that you don't allow yourself to go near anymore because of memories, because this is coming up over family as well. This could easily be you have a lot of family memories that bring up certain emotions with certain music, and it causes you to go to that place, so you've just completely tuned that out. Some of you are going to need to go through like music healing. I don't even know where this is coming from, but some of you are going to need to go through music healing with certain songs that will help you jog your memory of certain things that you need to work through. And you can see why you just refuse to listen to these certain songs, so that way you can start moving past these things. It will probably accelerate these tower moments, because you'll start working through that shadow aspect a lot quicker, because it'll be bringing them up. Just be very careful with this, because don't take on so much that you bog yourself down, that you completely drain yourself, because this is coming out with that Ace of Cups reversed. This would be something new you're doing, but it would be hard, and it's going to take a lot. Some of you, it might dim your spirit going through some of this, because you're going to be remembering a lot of hurtful things. It's just, remember, you're creating now, you're not creating the past. Like, you're learning from that, and you're creating what you want to create now. And you're saying no to the people that actually did that to you. This is interesting. So, and okay, this is very interesting. So This has make an altar and it's reversed. And it also has beauty ritual reversed. This is making me think of what I was saying earlier with people taking social media detox. Oh God, don't take no social media dick, obviously. Oh my God. But this is about drink your water. Okay, I'm gonna take a drink real quick. But this whole thing right here is trying to say, if you're needing to take social media breaks from certain platforms, possibly because they're telling you how you need to be doing certain things spiritually, that you're doing things wrong, that you are taking care of yourself wrong, that doing certain things for yourself is selfish. It's like if you're getting all these mixed signals with, like, you're literally being guided to do things for yourself and you're watching things that are telling you you're doing it wrong, it's going to create a lot of misinformation. It's going to create a lot of restriction. It's going to make you feel like you're losing that love for yourself because you don't understand yourself. You're not listening to yourself or your body. And and this is going to make you run away from introspection, which is what's needed, like, to get through this year, is a lot of introspection, a lot of objectivity, to be able to look at things that were once too painful to look at. And if you're being fed, literally, like, you're being fed these things on the media that can also be like this sweet treat positive affirmation shit, where it's like, you know, completely repress anything that's bad, because there are trends out there like that. You don't want to do things that are detrimental to your health. If you feel like you need therapy, if you feel like you need to do things to help yourself, if you need a break, take a break. Don't feel guilty for taking care of yourself. Especially if it comes to doing something that just makes you happy for a little bit. Like, maybe you get creative putting on makeup. Like, people can be creative in so many ways, and when people put others down that they're doing it wrong, it just stifles the creativity. So if you're going around or watching things that are doing that and make you doubt yourself, change it up and don't allow people to do that to you, especially if it comes to doing things that are spiritual, because that is so personal. And if people are saying, like, oh no, you did this wrong, oh no, you did this wrong, it's like, it's pretty much making you feel like what you do is useless, and you don't want that when you're trying to heal yourself. It's not good energy to have around you. And let's get out our dream affirmations. I don't know why I'm feeling for this one. Okay, I'm not even going to be able to talk. I'm just going to keep going. But, I'm just going to pull whatever feels right. Usually I have a number in my head, but I don't have one. So I'm just going to pull until it feels like that's enough. And then that'll be our affirmations for the year. Okay. Because I want something to stick with somebody. We got a good few here. Let's see what comes out. So first that we have here is higher self. I am ready to communicate with my higher self in my dreams and to become enlightened. So become buddies with yourself, guys. Then we have experience. My dreams take me to wonderful places that are filled with wonder, delight, and joy. So for those of you that are not enjoying the experience of your dreams, it's because there's things you're supposed to be learning. Once you learn them, things are going to shift. Then we have regenerate. Whilst I dream, I clear my mind of all negativity and my spirit is refreshed. With this chilling out, with this energy over here of the charm your pants off, this is like, if you're getting dreams that are literally telling you of this person needs to fuck off, like, listen to them, especially if they're trying to do that butter up thing and your dreams are like clearly showing you, like, hey, look, this isn't okay, and it's like it's draining you. Then we need some some timing. We need, you guys need to listen. The timing is just right for my dreams, desires, and goals to manifest, coming out with the magician energy over here. And a whole bunch of other manifesting energy. Like the manifesting energy was on this side over here. So it's divine timing, like I was saying earlier. Divine dream. I am divinely guided. My intuition shows me the way through the dreaming world. I mean, do I even have to explain that one after what I just said? Support. I surround myself with those who support my vision and share my values. And this is coming out on releasing a whole bunch of stuff and starting new. That was this energy right here. Healing things, walking away from things that aren't helping, and starting to bring in that new energy. Guidance. My dreams give me inspiration and guidance. Once again, coming out with, okay, whoever sees this reading and this is applying to you, like, you have so much, like, your dreams, and you just have so much coming out here that's like straight up trying to help you veer away from this course, that if you go on it, this tower moment's gonna suck. I'm not gonna lie. Oh, and I pulled out an exact amount of cards. We have acceptance. I overcome my biggest challenges by accepting what is. That is all over this naysayer energy over here that I was telling you guys, like with releasing very deep down rooted ties, being able to create what is right for you, and not accepting at face value what people are telling you that you should be doing. Like, if you've done something and it felt right to you, don't let people beat you down and tell you otherwise. Also, this having challenges in it, this is coming out with that tower energy, that Ace of Cups reverse. It's going to be challenging. It's not going to be something easy. Though it might be something we've been waiting for in order to clear things out of our life, it doesn't mean it's not going to be painful. It doesn't mean it might make us feel down for a time, but at the same time, this is happening for us to help us move forward. And it's also helping us see that the way we are guided is what is needed. It's not listening to what other people are telling us to do with our time. And then we have this is pretty much the theme of what this is, though, but we have connect. I create strong emotional connections with the important people in my life. These emotional connections, especially being this overall affirmation energy, like I was saying, this year is all about bringing in the rest. It started last year with bringing in some of it during that little stint, but this year is like the people coming in, the community being made. This is all about making sure you're giving your emotion and your energy to the correct people so that you can keep moving forward. Because if you're giving it to the wrong people, you're not going to be able to heal. You're going to be too busy being siphoned. And just allow yourself to really be vulnerable with those that you know you can trust, and be weary of people that really... There is some way I want to put this, and I cannot think of it. Like, there's a really specific way you can put some of this, but it's like the wolf in sheep's clothing, but at the same time, it's like a wolf that knows every right thing to say to make you melt in their hands, pretty much. So it's like they're gonna come off as someone that is very genuine, but just be careful and trust your intuition when it comes to that. And those you trust around you, if they're having a feeling, like, try to listen to what they're saying if you already know you can trust them. But that is what I'm seeing for this 2021 forecast, guys. There's gonna be a lot of change perceptions, obviously, because Uranus is still going to be chilling, but it's going to be going direct. So instead of it being so internal, it's going to start becoming very external, which is probably why we're going to be seeing this Tower card. Those Tower moments are going to start happening physically once Uranus goes direct. It's going to be unexpected. Things with self-worth, money, all those things. It's just going to be so anything connecting to the five senses, pleasure, which is probably why this is coming up with this passionate shit. All that stuff is going to be getting thrown at you as soon as it goes direct, and then tower moments are going to be happening. So let things like this acceptance thing, let certain things that you know you have no control over just be what it is. Don't let it consume you. But the things that you can do, the things that you can take control of with yourself, because you can really only control yourself, allow that, and don't be so hard on yourself, because this is all about being in receptive energy. It's allowing things to come naturally as they're supposed to. Timing is at play here. So what you're looking for is support and connecting yourself to the right people and just listening instead of feeling like you're rushing into things. If you're feeling rushed into something, that's the cue right there. But that is what I'm seeing for you guys. Tomorrow I am going to be doing an astrology thing where if you guys want me to look at charts, I want to go over yods with you guys, because I know that seems to be a topic of interest a lot. So I'm going to go over inconjuncts and yods and how they affect certain things in charts. If you have one in your chart or you have an inconjunct and you want me to look at it, we can use that as learning with everybody, so that way we can see how it affects everybody differently. And plus also you can see how it affects you if you personally know someone that has one, and just kind of the energy that tends to happen with it, because a lot of times if you know someone that has one and you don't even know they have it in their chart, a lot of times what can happen is when very unexpected things happen and it's like they are just pulled in a direction and there's no stopping it. Like that's kind of that type of energy. It's like they can't stop that energy. So it might help you understand that. But yeah, that's what I'm going to do for today. Make sure if you haven't yet, go ahead and join the Discord so that you guys can get in on all the free channels. You guys that are subscribed to me get extra Twitch channels that you can talk in. Plus all my emotes are over there until I can get them over here. But yeah, I will see you guys tomorrow, and I hope you all have a great night, and we'll see what the rest of this year brings. Obviously I'm going to be doing some new moon pick-a-cards and readings next week because of that new moon, and going over the new moon chart. But this year, reading for this year. But this week, just be easy on yourself as things are all shifting and feeling kind of off while people are adjusting to the energy. Allow yourself space and really nurture yourself in the way that you need right now. But yeah, I will talk to you guys tomorrow. If you guys see me on Facebook, I'm going to be doing a Facebook Live probably tonight. So if you see me on there, I will see you there. But other than that, I will see you guys tomorrow.